Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. I'm very excited to share my thoughts with y'all today, especially as we approach July 4th, our independence. And I think that kind of really falls in line with the topic today of the 4 keys of massive self-growth. I've been a seeker of ways to grow personally and spiritually for several decades now, and I'm still continuing to do that. And even when I was a child, I always wanted to understand the why of things. I tend to surround myself with fellow seekers, and truth is, we are all still working on ourselves, and that doesn't really ever end. But I always like to be inspired by other people who are seeking to grow and expand. You know, it's funny. Some people are completely fine living the way they live, and they're really not interested in personal growth. It's like, yeah, I'm good where I'm at. I can have some deep conversations, but I don't really feel compelled to change. Chances are, though, if you're listening to this podcast, you're also listening to other ones that have the intention to add value and wisdom to different parts of your life, and you want to grow. And I think that's pretty cool. I, too, at times listen to the wisdom of others. And when I do, I always ask myself, I say, Janis, this feels so good to learn something new and find different out-of-the-box ways to think about life and how to better yourself. Why aren't you doing this more often? And my answer to that, in all honesty, is that I follow my guidance about what I need to listen to. And always, I will say, whenever I'm guided to listen to something, it's always right on time. Everything I need to hear. I hope today is the same for you, and I hope that all of my podcasts resonate with you in some way. The emails I get from people on a daily basis, which I feel so blessed about from all over the world, seem to reflect that there's some golden nugget in each podcast, and they share their gratitude for having found me, or shall I say, for having been guided to me. That said, and with the knowledge that everything is connected and we are all led exactly in the direction of the people, places, and situations that are in our highest interest, let's get to the meat of today's episode, the 4 keys to massive self-growth. You can read a ton of self-help books, watch hundreds of videos to get the gist of what self-development is. But here's the deal, y'all. If you don't put into practice what you learn, you just become a self-help junkie. That's it. Looking for your next fix, the next book to go on the shelf, right? The next mantra to say, rather than somebody who's walking on your path with purpose. So today we're going to talk about the 4 keys of massive self-growth. And in all actuality, you can apply these 4 keys to any aspect of your life and grow each of them exponentially if you apply what you learn. How is it that some people seem to succeed in parts or all of their lives, and then others who seem to stay stagnant, settling for what's comfortable and convenient? Bottom line, to me, is that both of these groups are committed to living that way. Commitment is the first key to massive self-growth. Those who are committed to self-growth know no limits to what they'll do to experience expansion and to creating a better quality of life. Will Smith was once asked how he got to be so successful in his career, and this is what he said, y'all. Listen to this. The only thing that I can see that is distinctly different about me is that I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. I will not be outworked, period. You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. You might be all of those things. But if we get on the treadmill together, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to get off first, or I'm going to die. And I laughed at that when I found that. And the truth is, anybody can cultivate this kind of discipline with any part of their lives. Anybody can. And if you apply this strategy, like Kobe Bryant did when he was playing basketball, he competed against himself. This is the single most effective strategy to really outperform yourself. And isn't that what self-development is? Outperforming yourself, becoming a better version. Compete against yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can be, not against anyone else. Self-growth comes from the commitment to move beyond where you are now, to see growth in all experiences you have, and to commit to making sure your mind and motivation are always ready to find the golden nuggets in all of life's experiences. Anything worth learning is going to, well, it's going to suck. To grow means that you will more often than not experience pain. That's pretty much where growth happens, in pain. And the need to change how you see and think about things and people, right? So in order to grow, you got to be able to learn to change and shift your perspectives about everything. Growth and change are mutually exclusive. You cannot have one without the other. The road to self-growth can be a dirty, frustrating, and daunting experience. And y'all know it is not a straight line by any means. It zigzags and throws you off course all of the time. Your job is to keep your eye on the bigger goal of expanding and then contributing what you learn. Seek knowledge over complacency. Always be the student, and more often than not, you'll find yourself in front of the classroom teaching somebody what you learned, even in the immediate preceding moments of your life. Whatever skill you want to master comes at a price. When you give your time to the process of learning to master your new skills and learn about yourself to better yourself, it will always cost you. It will cost you your old ways, old habits, old relationships, old beliefs, and outdated thoughts. Personal growth is all about expanding how you think, believe, and act to reach a higher vibration and experience the freedom that it brings. So, yes, you will pay a price for growing out of your current circumstances and your comfort zone, but everybody pays that price. You aren't alone in that. The flip side of that, though, is when you let go of what doesn't serve you anymore, you gain more than you could possibly imagine. You call in experiences, people, and things that mirror back that level of investment that you offered. Massive self-growth doesn't come about because you have a casual interest in it. In fact, nothing happens massively if you just dip your toe in the water and then remove your foot. Commitment is 100% in, nothing less. Interest is everything less than 100%. Coupled with commitment is the second key to massive self-growth: consistency. Do the work day in and day out. Walk your walk. Live your growth every day. This key applies to anything in your life as well. Want to lose weight? Then you'll adjust the way you eat. You'll drop the caloric intake and exercise and whatever else it takes to achieve that. Just know that day in, day out, repetition is the mother of all learning. Have you ever heard that? It really is. You want to grow? Meditate every day. You want to be a kinder person? Do more kind things every day and give from your heart. You want to look better? Do the work it takes. You want to be a better speaker? Practice, learn. You want to make more money? Figure out what that means. You want to offer more value to the world? Offer more value on a regular basis. Whatever you want to master, you must be consistently doing it. Ever wonder how people become uber famous or known for something that other people are already doing? Here's the deal, y'all. They are relentless in their pursuit of it. Be it fame, money, close family members, health, business, relationships. Anything can be accomplished in a massive way as long as you are consistent and relentless about it. It's the hunger to have what you want that allows you to grow and create the life you want. A pivotal key is where you put your focus. This is key number 3. Ordinary people focus on outcome. Extraordinary people focus on the process. The key is perhaps one of the most difficult keys to master, this one. I know for me it has been. It's something I stumble all over at times in my life. And if I'm entirely honest with you, which I try to be all the time, then all of these keys have been damn hard for me time and time again. I have been relentless in many of my pursuits. And when I have been relentless, I have achieved them. And then there are those times where I was half-assed and the result was less than desirable. The result was commensurate with the level of investment that I offered, right? If I gave half-assed performance investment, the result was half-assed. But I knew the amount of energy I was putting forth with each goal I was trying to reach. I knew in my gut. It really is all about the process. The outcome is simply the representation of what comes from the degree of investment you have in meeting your goal. When we attach to outcome, listen closely to this, y'all, you set yourself up to expect. And when you have expectations, you experience disappointment. It is a given. The process is what I'm talking about. And the process is all about experiencing in the here and now, taking risks, taking chances, screwing up, and even, y'all, succeeding. Once you make this switch to fully participating and being aware during the process, you can relax and be free from the pressure you put on yourself for something, to have to be a certain way. And let me tell you, arriving at that point is simply magnificent. Let me ask you something. What would happen if you could live your life with no pressure, free to achieve any goal you wanted? Imagine living from that vibration. Damn, that sounds good, doesn't it? I bet you've done that in some part of your life. And hasn't it felt just wonderful? Anyone who relies solely on luck, talent, or prestige just doesn't understand this lesson. And if that's you, you're going to suffer for it. Everything is difficult before it becomes easy. You stunt your growth when you focus on outcome. You lose your focus on the here and now. True champions aren't made in the moment that they step into the ring or on the mat. They are made in the day-to-day and hours of practice before they get in the ring. You may have a true knack for something, but unless and until you have mastered that craft, you are just operating on the hope that people won't find out that you're a fraud. The last key underscores all 3 keys. If you want to succeed in whatever you do, and listen closely to this, y'all, you need to shift your frame of mind first. The idea of achieving 100 times the results with 1/10 of the effort, imagine that. But that may sound outlandish to people. But I'm telling you, you really can. Change your mindset and change your life. It takes so much energy to push against life rather than flow with it, doesn't it? And it's simply exhausting to consistently defend yourself, justify yourself to others, explain to others, and most especially when you try to argue with the truth of life. When you're feeling stuck without a game plan, take a moment and please do this. Center yourself. Stop. Reset your frame of mind. Focus only on that which you want to achieve. Be in the moment. Focus on that. Nurture your dreams and especially nurture your self-belief. And then go out and do the work. There is no better cheerleader, friend, and advocate for yourself than you. You are the only one who can shift your thinking. Your frame of mind before you begin something is so massively important than the endeavor itself. It sets the stage for your ability to achieve or fail. This is the difference that Steven Pressfield talks about in his book, The War of Art. And he has 2 other books that are connected to that. I highly suggest that you get that book. Again, Steven Pressfield, Pressfield, his first name, Steven, The War of Art. And then there are 2 others. They're short books, but my God, do they pack a punch? And they will change your life. They have changed mine. So you see the difference. He talks about being an amateur or professional or pro. The difference is that an amateur begins his or her task without much thought. But the professional first gets him or herself in the right frame of mind and then acts. If you really don't believe in every cell and fiber of your being that you can achieve what you want, then you're practically guaranteed to fail and miss your mark. With a fraction of the effort, you can achieve 100 times more of what you want to achieve if you have the right mindset and the highest belief in yourself. The work to get where you want to be in any part of your life isn't sexy or cool. It's hard. It often takes a person a long time to see results. So commitment, consistency, process-focused, and mindset determines the quality of the experience that you ultimately have. Most people quit early because they really aren't invested in their end goal of becoming or getting where they want to go. But if you can push through the boredom that comes with consistency, if you can keep putting in the work, even when it feels like you aren't getting anywhere, you can achieve massive growth, massive self-growth in any part of your life. I hope you have found today's episode helpful. I hope that it's done a little ass kicking to get you to really understand when you have those woe is me moments of why haven't I lost weight, when you're kind of secretly eating ice cream or constantly snacking or not working out or having that pity party of why things haven't happened just yet. That wah part. Reel it in, and listen to this again. Commitment, consistency, process-focused, and mindset. You get clear on those things, and I promise you, you will have a better life than you could possibly imagine. I wish you a blessed day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.